Welcome, everybody, to another episode of No Shoes in the House. This is January 1st, 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. I don't remember the episode number, to be honest. I told myself I was going to start doing them again, and then the holiday happened, which was uh, Christmas and Thanksgiving, I think. Was it Thanksgiving? No, wasn't a whole lot. Wasn't. Move, Pepper, move. Bye, Mama. Sorry, my dog wants some attention. Hopefully your furry friends were fine yesterday. Fireworks are absolutely terrible for my dogs or any other dogs that I've had. They're not they can't really handle the explosions all that much. So I have this CBD oil that I got them from the veterinarian, and it just basically just gets them high as shit. And they kind of just veg out, watch TV and stuff like that with me, just relax. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Hopefully you guys celebrated well. Was out here in Vegas by myself, enjoying the night, just doing nothing, watching anime, you know, because I'm 40 years old and apparently I'm gay. Uh, but yeah, I mean I like cartoons. I've never denied that I do. I have always, and it because of that, I think that maybe people can tell that my maturity level isn't the best. But here we are. 2024 has finally come to an end, right? 2024 just overall as a year has sucked. I mean, everything you can think of, whether it be from um, things that happened to me personally or just things all over the world. I mean, I don't know if people remember this, but we started the year with aliens showing up in Miami. And then apparently everybody forgot about that. After there was a huge cover up, nobody gave a shit. Which sucks because there was fucking aliens that showed up in the mall. You don't understand how fucking crazy that is? And everybody saw it, and the cops blocked it out, and Twitter blocked it out, and everybody who was there had their phones taken away. All this other crazy shit that was happening. It was pretty intense. At least for me. At least for me. I'm a little bit of a UFO nut. Probably just adds to the gayness. Yeah. What else happened? What else happened this year that was pretty great? Besides that, I mean, I'm trying to think of what else that happened besides obviously all the political stuff, which was just nuts. Oh, I mean, they tried to kill the president twice. There was tons of reptilian lizard stuff. What else did we have? We had tons of, oh yeah, the whole Diddy thing. So there was nothing but child molesters, aliens, political corruption, trans people, transgender, just men, chicks with dicks beating up regular chicks. What else did we have? Shit, yeah, I think you could call 2024. Oh yeah, and the economy of course just got worse, but I mean everybody kind of already knew that. What else could you attribute this year? Oh yeah, the hottest weather in Vegas that there's been in years. I think it was 117 degrees. 17 degrees. In case you don't know what that feels like, bake something in your oven, maybe like 425 or something like that. About halfway through, just open it and put your face directly in the path where your oven is open and the heat kind of just blasts out. That's basically what it felt like. Trying to think of like what else can be happening. What else happened? I should have probably taken more notes regarding this, but I didn't. But leading back, there was tons of political corruption that everybody saw. A lot of fake stuff regarding the news or the TV. And whether or not it was fake or not, I mean, it was pushed to us pretty aggressively, a lot more than it has in the past before. I wonder why. There's been a lot more celebrities that got involved with politics, which is not normal, at least kind of from my experience. Not that it really matters. I mean, I don't vote. I proudly tell people I don't vote. And if you didn't know before me telling you right now, I don't vote because, and I keep forgetting the name of the guy who says the quote, but essentially he says, if voting really mattered, they would make it illegal. Basically, meaning like your vote means nothing, right? Doesn't matter. You pick whichever way. You know, you want to get fucked by a red dick or you want to get fucked by a blue dick. They're both gonna fuck you. You just pick your favorite color. Kind of like the Matrix pill, right? Kind of like you take the red pill, you take the blue pill. Except both pills still keep you inside the matrix, and the robots still fuck you anyways. Sound good? Yeah, seems fair. Seems fair to me. New Year is 2024. Ended with a bang, per usual, right? We had what was that? Let me see. Somebody tried to blow up a Cybertruck, which was fun, right in front of the Trump Tower, which is right here in Vegas, not too far from where I am, actually, probably about 5-10 miles. That was kind of intense. Necessarily want to say like it was bad or good, it just was. Then we also had, well, actually no, I think they did label that a terrorist attack. No, mama, no, move, go, move. I have dogs, they want attention, what are you gonna do? So we had the Cybertruck attack. Then we had another dude that apparently plowed through a group of people, killed 10, injured 30. Now, I don't know if this happened at the end of 2024, so it kind of stays on 2024's ledger, or if it was at the beginning of 2025. Regardless, it was on that night. Now, he looked like a black guy who had a Muslim name, and apparently had a Turo account and rented a Ford F-150 Lightning. And in all fairness, I mean, sorry for everybody that lost their lives. That kind of does suck. But that F-150, that's a pretty sweet truck. Not just the Lightning, but the fact that it's, I mean, the Lightning, which if you guys remember from the Fast and the Furious movies back in the day, it was that red truck that Paul Walker drove in the first Fast and the Furious. It was like the F-150. I don't know if it was supercharged or turbocharged, but it was a badass truck. He drove around in it and shit like that, picking up auto parts. Who uses that truck to pick up auto parts? I know I wouldn't. But this new model that Ford has is an all electric version, which would kind of make sense if you think about it, right? Now, if this guy has, let's say, he's gonna cruise down and make give a straight shot to just murder a bunch of people. Like if I was gonna do it, if I was gonna get in a truck or get in a car and murder a bunch of people, number one, I'm gonna go with an electric car for sure because it's quieter. People can't hear you coming. You don't really hear like the revving of the engine. You don't hear like the screech of the tires. It's just all torque right off the line. Just not just that, the car weighs more than a regular truck or a regular car. So now you have more mass added on top of additional velocity off the line, and you're just creating a hammering battering ram, like a mean motherfucker. Which is probably why he was able to hurt so many people. Now, I think the one thing that probably nobody's considering right now is there's a guy who actually owns that truck. I'd be livid. I would be so mad. I would be so mad if, because I've used Turo before. Have you guys used Turo? Do you know what Turo? So Turo is like Airbnb for cars. Not like Uber, but like a car rental, but you rent people's personal cars. So like, for example, I have a Hyundai. If I wanted to, I say well, basically I said, say I want to stay indoors for a weekend because I'm gay and I'm just watching anime and chilling with my dogs, then I can actually list my car up on Turo and say, if you want to rent my car, give me $50 or something, you can have it for the day. If you want to have it for 2 days, it's $100, basically. So this guy went on Turo, right? Had an account, created it, did all his thing. He probably didn't even select the additional insurance that you can get on there. But he rented that truck, shows up to the guy's house, inspects it. You do the whole like, all right, looks good. Kind of like when you rent an Airbnb, right? You kind of like show up, make sure there's no holes in the wall, there's no cameras kind of hidden anywhere. You want to make sure that if there is shit on the floor, like you take a picture of it and you're like, hey man, there's shit on the floor here. Like, that's not my shit. I did not take a dump there. Not me. Well, that's what you do with Turo. You kind of just walk around. So I'm sure this guy was just acting super, super cool, nonchalant, just walking around going, yeah, looks good. Looks good. I don't see any scratches. Taking pictures of it. Just, yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for renting my vehicle. I'd say it's gonna be maybe another. He said, oh, I'll bring your truck back tomorrow. I'm just celebrating out with Some friends, gonna go out for a drive down down in New Orleans. Just gonna hit up a few people, and then boom, like, hey, what's up, man? The guy didn't return his truck. What's going on? You look up, you're like, man, nothing's happening. Then you find out the following day, right? Now you're looking on the news, you're like, there was a terrorist attack yesterday in New Orleans where that guy said he was going, I hope my truck is okay. Then you see that truck, you see your truck, your brand new, had to be no more than a year old, your brand new Ford F-150 Lightning, which is probably an $80,000, $90,000 truck at least. And then you see your car with an ISIS flag stamped on the back of it, completely smashed out front, and the guy that you rented that you rented your car to, with 6 shots in his torso, 2 more in his head, guts all over the sidewalk, plastered all over TV as being a terrorist. And you're probably thinking to yourself, fuck, my deductible is gonna be fucked. I mean, nobody thinks about that guy. I feel sorry for that dude. I mean, I feel sorry for the people that died also. Of course, that sucks. Sorry, everybody, you guys died. I heard there was another one. I don't know much about it, but I heard there was a third attack somewhere. You know, things happen in threes, right? Is that what they say? Is it deaths happen in threes? Something. There's three. There the law of thirds. It's for a lot of different things. So it's something about like when celebrities die, there's 3 people that die. There are 3 celebrities that die. Then you have just jokes. Jokes are in threes. That's true. I learned that from Hannibal Buress. I love that dude. What else was funny? Oh, Whitney Cummings. Whitney Cummings was funny yesterday. Yesterday at the countdown. Now she was great. She was great. She was having a blast. She was hanging up there with Anderson Cooper, and she was saying she was just talking a lot of shit. If you guys see it, I highly recommend you watch it. Whitney Cummings was killing it up there. CNN, I guess, who had apparently had recognized that they had lost some credibility because of the accuracy of the reporting or their biases or whatever you want to call it, decided to bring up Whitney Cummings, which is somebody who's familiar with kind of the Kill Tony format of roasting, or just kind of the roast of whoever that Comedy Central used to do. And she's a good comedian. She's very funny. And I'm assuming they chose her because it's a good looking girl. She tells jokes. She's vulgar, and she she'd look good in a dress. Maybe she'd be good eye candy. Because no, honestly, they wouldn't put Jeff Ross up there. Nah, fat bald white dude looks like a melting Austin Powers. Nah, they wouldn't put Jeff Ross up there. I love Jeff Ross. He's funny, 100%. But they wouldn't put him up there because he doesn't have that curb appeal. They wouldn't put any of the other guys, really, because they'd probably, I think, if a man goes up there and talks crap, then you're gonna have men complaining and women complaining. But if you have a woman that goes up there and talks crap, there's a higher probability that the women are gonna laugh, and the men are just gonna think she's stupid if they're offended by it. But they won't really do anything more other than attack. Men do have the higher probability of a dude getting attacked for saying something rude than a woman. I don't know facts. I'm just talking shit. What else happened? Oh yeah, I mean, there was also the whole basically everything having to do with Joe Rogan. I mean, people were thanking him for clearing up things regarding the election and kind of just wanting to be fair and giving his opinion or his nod or his endorsement or whatever. I mean, I'm telling you, this year was fucking crazy, right? Now, think about it, right? Now, do you guys remember the Simpsons episode that had Donald Trump as president or running for president, and then Lisa Simpson shows up afterwards and kind of gets him out of office? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember how they attribute, or how they say Simpsons were time travelers, right? Do you remember that? Just because a lot of their episodes, they were predicting episodes that were happening. Now, is that true? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Can it be true? Most definitely. But by them showing Donald Trump as the president of the United States and then ruining the economy and then having Lisa Simpson come back in and kind of win the election and save the day, that clearly didn't happen. Because Lisa Simpson could have been one of two women, which is either A, Hillary Clinton, or B, Kamala Harris. But it didn't happen. Now that kind of just leads me to believe Simpson's writers are probably biased. Maybe they're liberal. Who knows? Is that good? Is it bad? I don't care. It's funny though. It is very funny. Lastly, drones, man. What is up with these drones that nobody knows about, nobody cares about? Actually, they do care. People do care. These people don't know what to do. Now, I think one of the big misconceptions, and I forgot where I heard this from, but it made the most sense to me overall, which is they said everybody gets mad at the president of the United States or presidents of countries, let's say, for example, some presidents of countries, let's just focus on the US right now, for not knowing anything and everything having to do with either UAPs or UFOs or aliens or whatever. It made sense to me when somebody was explaining it, saying there is people in the military industrial complex who have held, owners or presidents or chairmans or whatever, who have been in their position for 20, 30, 40 years. Now they don't get elected. They are the head of wherever they are the head of. What benefit do they have by informing an elected official that's going to be in office a maximum of 8 years when they've been at their company or they've owned their company for 40? What benefit do they have by actually giving information to them? They don't. They don't have anything. They don't have any. It doesn't matter. They don't care about, the president or the politics because in a few years, it's going to be somebody new anyway. Why am I going to tell, right? In the duration that, let's say, the owner, the CEO or whatever of Lockheed Martin or Raytheon or whatever, they've been there for 30, 40 years as a CEO. And now you have, right, just in the time that they've been in that position, they've gone through 5, 6 different presidents. They don't give a fuck about whoever's in office. Not only do they make more money than all of them, they control more weapons than all of them. And they work in shadows. They answer to nobody, which I think it's crazy because those people don't. The military industrial complex, I mean, you can do a Google search for 5 minutes and learn, yeah, these people own a lot of stuff. They own a lot, they run a lot, and we mean nothing. And you should. I mean, eventually when you get to that much power, like, does anything really matter? It really doesn't. I think that's probably why, as you see, those guys have the same kind of, they have a certain level of power within their field. Oh, actually, for them, it's probably more rounded as regarding the world. But then you look at things like celebrities, right? Which is like the whole P Diddy thing, like him actually having, or actually a lot of celebrities, right? They all start out with having sex with supermodels, hooking up with all these super hot chicks. Then they just kind of hook up with hotter chicks. Then they hook up with even more famous and hotter chicks. And then eventually they kind of just hit a cap. And they start just kind of sliding back, just backsliding all the way down, starting doing some creepy shit. Now all of a sudden they're breaking marriages, right? They're having sex with men. They're having, with sex, men or women. They're having same sex relations. Then they go into children. Then they go into pedophilia rings, and then boom, next thing you know, you're Jared from Subway, and you're getting fucked by a footlong in Folsom. And it's a lot of things, right? That's a lot of levels. It's a lot of levels. So much happened in 2024. I haven't even gotten to the other things, right? I mean, obviously, the president almost got assassinated twice, apparently by idiots. Which, I mean, man, in all honesty, say what you say, hate who you hate, dislike who you dislike, but nobody deserves to get murdered for just talking shit, because that's really all he does. He just talks shit. Do I like him? Not necessarily. Do I hate him? Neither. I don't know the guy. I know what his personality what his TV personality is like. And I know that when I had that small stint in the music business, I had a personality also that I had to be. And if you have any social media at all, you have a personality that you put out on social media also. And social media, a lot of times, that's not you. That's who you want people to see is you. Let's be honest. Most of the time, it's not. And there was more stuff that was covered last year, right? There was a lot. There was a lot. There was the assassinations, there was the drones, there was the explosions, there was a child rape, there was the tons of fires that were happening. There was earthquakes overseas in other countries. There was plane crashes. Holy fuck, how did I forget that? Boeing. Oh my god. Every other plane that they have is crashing. And I don't know if the news or whoever is just kind of amping it up right now, but they're seeing a lot more plane crashes than normal. Or is it just me? I mean, not only do we see all those planes that are kind of having like these emergencies and are kind of just like slowly kind of like landing and they crash and things like that. But then there was the other day, there was that plane that crashed, killed 180 people. Sheesh. Yeah, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. See, that would suck. That would suck, dying in a plane crash. Because if you're right, so you're on a plane, you're gonna go visit. Like, let's say, for example, let's say, because I'm planning on going to Thailand again this year, 2025, right? To visit my future my future cast member or my future co-star on 90 Day Fiance. um, and it's not No Neck Ed. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, where were we? So let's say, right? So I'm going to Thailand this year, next year. I'm going to go out and I'm going to meet my co-star on 90 Day Fiance. Just kidding. Or am I? And I pack my bags, grab all my shit, take my shoes off at TSA, avoid the scanner because I don't want to give myself brain cancer, get felt up by the TSA guy, get on the plane, and I bounce. About 7,000 miles out, 5,000, 3,000, I don't know, however many, it's far. I think it's like 8,000 miles. So let's say about 2,000 miles out. I'm in the middle of the ocean. Plane starts going down. On that plane, I have, let's say that one white lady who was screaming, "He's not real." If you guys remember her, she was famous. She was saying she saw something. And I was on a Boeing plane. And I knew that I was on a Boeing plane. And I was thinking to myself, God fucking damn it, shit, why am I on this fucking plane? I knew it was a Boeing. I saw that duct tape on the wing. Why didn't I just wait for the next plane? Now I'm going down and I'm about to die. And I'm just thinking to myself the whole time that I'm there, I'm just like, man, I'm on my way down. And the only thing I could think of is the last person that touched my dick was the TSA guy. That fucking sucks. Fuck me. Ugh. Man, I don't know, man. 2024 was not the best for a lot of people. A lot of companies also, like the United Health CEO, that guy got shot in the back of the head by apparently an Italian supermodel who also went to Princeton. I don't know if he's a supermodel. He's a good-looking dude, though. I mean, I just don't see it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that in this world there's a guy who would go out and murder somebody knowing that there's a high probability that he's going to get caught because he's doing it out in the middle of out in the middle of everywhere. But he's doing that. Number one, he's a good-looking dude. He's a handsome guy. I'm not gay. I watch anime, but I'm not gay. And he has abs. He has abs. The guy has a six-pack. When have you ever known anybody who has a six-pack want to do something that would hurt their chances of showing off that six-pack? I know I wouldn't. I know if I had a six-pack, I'd be a super happy dude. I don't think I'd go out wanting to murder people. Something sounds fishy there. Something sounds fishy. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, 2025 is off to a great start. Not really. I mean, who knows? It's been 6 hours, 18 hours that we've been in 2025 already. Not a lot has changed for me. Not a lot has gone on. Not a lot has actually kind of continued to happen. Everything is still fresh. What I can tell you, though, is that It is cold as hell in Nevada. My father is basically cancer free now, which is great. I am excited to go to Thailand again. This time it's not for cocaine and hookers like the first time was, but for a woman. I've been recently told that I have like a manipulative vibe to me. Manipulative, like I manipulate people, whether it's good or bad, but that's like my vibe. Is that true? Do I give off that vibe? Like I will manipulate you, I will control you, I will kind of inception, plant shit in your head, and make you do things that I want you to do? I don't think so. Then again, that's what a manipulator would say. Shit. I mean, I don't think I've had that. I think I know basically my profession of choice right now is sales. I'm in sales. I persuade people. I don't necessarily persuade people. Say I'm good at quickly making friends, which is what every salesperson does. Their whole job is making friends very fast. So build rapport. Talk to them, be charming. Ha ha ha, you're so funny. Oh my god, you're like the funniest person ever. Ah ha ha ha, buy this from me. It's basically what it is. Now, that has definitely shown me some skills when it comes to actually just meeting people, just like making friends, making friends in situations where I don't have a friend or building rapport quickly with someone, but not manipulation. I'm kind of bothered by it. I'm bothered by it. And I'm thinking I'm bothered by it because it's true. Because it's true that I know, I'm saying I know, but say I can manipulate people. And for example, here's just some little basic tip for people that are just trying to get their spouses or their peers or whatever to do what they want to do, right? So everybody has a hot button. It's just a regular sales things, but you can use it in your everyday life, right? So people have hot buttons. People have buttons and things that let's say that they gravitate towards. Let's say somebody you're dating that you've been talking to for whatever, or let's say your wife, right? Let's say you're talking to your wife, and your wife constantly tells you how she hates that the dishwasher is always dirty. I don't know, something like that. Now, because of that, you decide to be shittier in your everyday life regarding everything else, with the exception of the dishwasher, right? Then one thing that you can do, and this is kind of shitty, of course, is kind of push the limits on everything else, but always kind of rely on that hot button. So that's the thing that she always gravitates towards, that she values, that's important to her. As long as you attack that single hot button, say in an argument, oh my God, you're not doing this, you're doing that. What's because I was busy doing the dishwasher like you asked. She'll go, oh, yes, okay, yeah, I know, thanks, I know, thank you. Like that really, that's kind of what I want. Yeah, but when you can, please, like you're like, yeah, don't worry, I'll get to it. See, now if you do everything, if you do everything else, but you don't do the dishwasher, you don't kind of anchor back to that, and all of a sudden it's like, but you didn't do the dishwasher, like I've been asking you about it, like it looks so gross, it's like you're just not going to win. I guess I don't want to be manipulative. I fear if I am or I'm not. I guess that's something I got to think about, because I'll leave you guys with this, right? For me, in all honesty, 2024 was difficult. It was extremely difficult. It was hard, it was rough. It was still dealing with a lot of the things that I'm having to kind of clean up from then, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's mentally. One of the things that I did learn in 2024, after being further away from my circle of friends or my circle of peers than I normally am, is that I'm very happy that I can still rely on them, that I have a close group of friends that I keep in constant communication with. And I'm very, very happy that when times got tough for me, when I got sad, when I got upset, whatever it was, I was still able to reach out to them. That mattered a lot to me. I once met somebody who told me that they were so adamant about keeping as many friends around them as possible because they felt like they didn't have any. Because they felt like they didn't have any friends, so they wanted to keep as many friendships available, or as many friendship connections as they possibly could. even though those connections were not the best, they were not good, they brought no value to them. That always bothered me because I understood that it's especially with friendships, it's quality over quantity any day. Because there's two types of people that you're going to meet in your life. There's vampires, and then there's batteries. The people that you meet in your life that are vampires are exhausting. They drain you. They tire you out. You talk to them and you're just exhausted. You're emotionally drained because all they do is just take your good energy, take every bit and ounce of willpower and happiness that you get, and they take it for themselves to fill this void that they have. And those people fucking suck. Then on the other side, you have the batteries. You have people who energize you, people who invigorate you, people who, no matter how exhausted or how tired you are, or how bad of a day you have, you see them or you talk to them or you interact with them and they just bring you alive. With them, you don't need sleep, you don't need food, you don't need water, you just need to be around them. Surround yourself with batteries. Don't surround yourself with vampires. Sometimes you will think that somebody invigorates you when the truth is they don't. And just because a person is one of those now doesn't mean that they're going to be that forever. Because it can change. People who used to invigorate you probably drain you now. I've had a lot of those. So the goal for 2025 is to be around people that invigorate you, that give you energy, that make you feel alive. Or to quote Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, find people that make you feel like you've been struck by fucking lightning. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Another episode of No Issues in the House. I don't know what episode number this is, to be honest. I completely forgot. I wanted to record right now because I have been putting it off for like 2 days and I feel like an asshole for it. But I have 365 days this year. Something like that. I don't know. I got about 80 episodes to go, 85 episodes to go. So let's fucking get it. All right. Any New Year's resolutions that you have? Do them. If you don't, who gives a shit? Aliens are coming anyway. Peace.